Hi everyone, welcome back to another lesson, and today we're going to be talking about shape and we're going to be talking about form. Okay, most of the time when we talk about shape, we're talking about your standard shapes like that, flat 2D and without any realism to them. When we start talking about form, however, that's when we're talking about 3D. That's when we're thinking in terms of the real world and presenting things in a way that are more accurate and more relatable. Okay? So, what can we do to help us envision and imagine and represent these 3D forms? Well, to start with, we can do contours. So, simplifying things down to a simple shape and just drawing those contour lines. So, let's have a go doing it for, I'm just going to draw a random shape in fact. All right. So here's a random shape. A form that you might see in something. It might be a muscle in the body. It could be part of tubing. It could be anything. All right. Now, this shape could be many, many things. It could be sharp. It could be rounded. We can describe it with our contour lines. So have a look at this. Just by adding these lines, I've showed that it curves outwards like this, or alternatively dips inwards. Depends how you shade it afterwards. But that could be presented in a completely different way. Let's try and draw a shape which is as identical as possible, and then change the contour lines to completely alter the form. All right, so this is very similar, not identical, but close enough. Watch this. And then if I do another line coming down here, maybe not in that direction, let's curve that the other way. Then the shape turns into something completely different. Now it's a sharper shape going up like that as opposed to curving over. We add some tone to that and look at the different effect this has. Let me just grab a 4B. We'll get some tone here. And add some weight of line in sections here. Because weight of line can have a massive effect as well. Now we see that really nice clean shape with even a little bit of shine in it. Let's do a similar thing on this one. So we have the tone there, and then here. Sort of like that, and like that. Now let's go in and add some weight of line to that. And as you can see there, that form too is emphasized It's very clearly different. So just by doing that, just a little bit of shading, just a little bit of contour lines, we can change the entire form of a shape. Now that comes in lots of use, especially when we're drawing creatures and animals and people, okay? So in coming lessons, I'm going to be looking at sections of the body, things like the neck. But let me give you a little demonstration of how this could work with the neck. I'll go into more detail in another lesson, a future lesson, but let me just give you some examples, very simply put. So here's our neck, and I'll just say the chin is here, say. There's the chin, there's the neck, very, very long neck. All right. Now we've of course got those muscles that come down there. So I'll put those in, and we have a structure here. So this is where the tubes go down, or the larynx and all that sort of stuff. Now, to describe this shape, this form that we see in the neck, watch this. I'm going to start drawing in contour lines. These construction lines. And of course, as we go down, this flattens out and then it actually dips inwards. So it goes the other way as we go down to the collarbone there. And here. And then here. Did that at slightly the wrong angle, so it looks a bit flatter than it should be. So let's round it off a bit more. Tilting back into the distance, because it is a cylindrical shape. There we go. All right, looks a bit of a mess right now. So let's add some tone. We'll say the light's coming from the right, so the left side will be in shadow. Just doing this very roughly. A little bit there, but not much. Okay, there we go. Still doesn't look like much, does it? So then let's add our weight of line. Let's go over some of these bits. And there we go. All right. So just put this into context. As you can see, as long as you understand the form, the way things curve, the construction, and that can be represented with construction lines, as long as you understand that, recreating forms, recreating 3D objects gets a whole lot easier. And so when you're starting to practice anatomy, shapes, and things like that, this is a good place to start. Lots of anatomy guidelines, lots of anatomy lessons, and books and texts will have drawings done with the guidelines, the construction lines included, to help you draw it, to help you understand things like foreshortening, how things fit together, what's curved and what's sharp. So pay close attention to it and try out some of these shapes yourself. All you have to do is make a shape like that and just draw on some construction lines and see what you end up with. Try doing the same shape a few times with different construction lines and see how different you can make it. If you can make one sharp, if you can make one solid, see what you can do. Because you'll be surprised what difference a couple lines can make. So, that's all for today. Thank you for coming, listening and watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, don't forget to drop a like and any comments as well. That's all for now. Until next time.